Let's talk about the new single now. We started the interview by talking about the new single Bad News that was released. We've worked our way all the way back up here. So I'm just going to drop a few stats and then we'll talk about it. So the song and the video just came out on Friday. I believe it had been 5 or 6 days since it's been out. It already has 70,000 views for the video on YouTube. At radio, it's number 5 for the greatest gainer and number 2 for the most added at radio. And rounding out the top 10 are a few small bands. Metallica, have you heard of this Metallica band? Daughtry and Foo Fighters. Those 3 bands are behind you in that top 10 list. And we mentioned that Metallica, Master of Puppets, kind of started your journey. What does it mean to you to look and at least for the week with the new single, you're actually ahead of some of your idols here at radio?
Yeah, even if only for a week, I'll take it. But again, I mean, it is epic that probably, the band that started it all for me. I'm even if they're ahead of me on that, just seeing on that same chart. But to be doing that with a band with my sons, I keep coming back to that. It's like I can die now, It's like what else could I possibly accomplish in music at this point? I guess one of my other goals is and we're going to get into the management company thing, is to get one of the bands I manage to have that kind of success. I guess that's the only place I have left to go, as far as goals and lifelong dreams.
Well, if we look at all your past successes, the goals you've set and you've achieved, if we're following the pattern here, it looks like with the management, these bands are going to get where they need to go, which is awesome. So you mentioned to me that the single Bad News is off an upcoming EP of the same name. So can you give us the fans any details about this upcoming EP, maybe potential release date, how many songs, that kind of stuff?
The EP is also going to be called Bad News. There's going to be 5 songs on it. And what we're doing is we're going to release probably 4 singles a couple months apart. We're putting out Bad News now. We'll see how it does on the charts. And if it keeps climbing, we'll kind of wait a little bit. But we'll probably release 4 singles back to back. And then on the 5th single, we'll release the whole thing as an EP. That's kind of the new way of doing things these days. It helps with the algorithms on all the streaming services and all that good stuff. And it's just kind of the new way. I really do miss the days where you just drop a whole record and you buy the record and you put it in and you just hit play and you listen to all the songs. But unfortunately, times have changed. So I would have to guess with that release schedule, the full EP probably won't come out until early 2024, something like that. So we'll be stretching it out until then. And then we already have plans to do another 5-song EP after that. And currently in our song folder, we probably have 15 or 17 songs. So we're constantly writing new ones all the time and stacking them in this folder. So I think we're good to go for the foreseeable future. And a lot of times we'll be like, all right, this is the next single, but then in the meantime, we'll write one that we feel is even better than that. So we'll just bypass and drop that out. The next single after this is going to be called Flatline. And it's actually about one of my best friends for life, Wayne Sweeney, who was the lead guitar player Saliva. He passed away earlier this year. And my son, Sean, actually, right after Wayne, they were really close with Wayne. Zach and Sean, not so much the other kids, but Zach and Sean grew up and, they called him Uncle Way, Uncle Wayne, So when that news hit, everybody was pretty devastated. And Sean sent over this song idea and I instantly started bawling, man. It's so powerful. So that's going to be our next single after Bad News.
It's already recorded or
It is. And actually our mixer, Jonathan Dolise, I believe is almost wrapped up with the mix on it. And then, so probably sometime in September, we'll shoot the video for it. And then whenever Bad News runs its course, that'll be the next one up.
Do you think around the release of that EP, do you think you'll be booking shows in support of it or tour in support of it? And if so, what can fans expect from a Coldwards show?
We are definitely planning on doing some shows later this year to support that. And then trying to, right now we're currently submitting to all of the festivals for next spring and stuff. So the plan of attack would be more so 2024, but we're definitely going to be doing some shows this year as well, sporadic shows. And fans can expect a high energy show that we make it a point to try to sound as close to the releases as possible. We're not one of those bands that like you show up and it just sounds nothing like the record, you know. We try to stay true to form. And like I said, with Zach and Sean, with having two vocalists as well, there's a lot more action happening. Just show up and prepare to get, you know, to see a really killer show.